Good evening. I actually came back as I promised. Hey. Welcome to the Bedtime Stories with the Prophet. And I am, maybe I've been drinking a little bit too much. I just started. I only took a sip. But anyway, I'm on chapter 12. I've read chapter 12 of Take All of Me by Lisa Stevens. We left off. Drew really put it on Cara. He really had okay, so this is bedtime stories. Please don't have your children in this because I'm gonna get raw. Okay? He fucked her raw. I mean, she was still swollen from having sex. I mean, like, this man's appetite for Cara is out of this world. And I kind of knew when he brought her to his house that she is no longer in her own turf anymore. You're now on his turf. And she really thought that she was going to go to work the next day. But I knew she wasn't going to work. Because at the end of chapter 11, okay, he choked her up. It was a nice little choke. And then told her to call out of work. I knew it was coming. He warned her too many times about this lifestyle, you sure? And she's like, sure. She's thinking it's all sex and cherries. Even though she knew. It's like, it's easy for us to, like, when we're interested in something, especially something that is sexual and is hot and bothered, and it's like, oh yeah, it looks all good. But Drew asked her, are you sure? You've only got a taste of what it was online. This man had her punishing herself. He told her what he would do if he would ever met her in person. And somehow her sexual desire for him has caused her to have amnesia or forget that this is part of it. You get out of line, you get punished. So, he had to get stern with her. Because she's not really used to this life. To be a submissive is not really a submissive as the Bible calls submissive. Because this is choosing to submit yourself. It is more like a slave where you're subject to. Now there's a total difference between subjection and submission. Okay? Subjection is that you are under this person's control. Completely. And it's not always of your own will. And what you think about the matter doesn't matter. Only the dominant person, whoever is over you, whoever you are subject to, it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Your opinion doesn't matter. You do what that person says, no question asked. You belong to that person. You belong to it. Like, I bought this book belongs to me. And if I want to put it on the table, that's where it goes. It might not want to be on that table. But it doesn't matter what this book wants. I own it. You belong to me. You go and you put me where I put you, and you stay there. And you don't go nowhere else. Well, this is an inanimate object that doesn't, it's going, because it's inanimate, it's not going to move anyway. Your opinion doesn't matter. Submissiveness is you coming up under a leader. You are contributing to their goals to make them come, and your opinion matters to them. Sir, you could be like, I think we're doing this wrong. It's a better way to get you to where you are or what you want. You have an opinion. Your opinion matters when you're subjected to, like, the biblical subjection that a wife is to do to the husband, and if you read the word correctly, the husband is also to submit to the wife. But y'all don't read that. Okay, but at any rate, your opinion matters. When you're subject to something or someone, your opinion, what you want, doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. And it is very clear here in chapter 12. So she calls out. She's, right now she kind of still doesn't know how to feel about it. Drew called out. He canceled any meetings, any appointments, and he put his phone on Do Not Disturb. Only emergency calls can come from his assistants. I can't remember the names right now. But those people, only 2 people can get through, and it has to be an emergency. So it wasn't that he just had her call out. He called out too, so he could spend time with her. And they had breakfast at a diner. Again, the author is very detailed on what they eat, what it looks like, how she feels. Look, if you want an actual picture of what it is, the scene, this author is awesome about detail. I'm not going to go through what they remembered. I do remember this point in the diner, there was a trucker that was, I guess, trying to get Kara's attention as she was eating. And much like women do, even if we're not interested in a guy, we'll smile and nod politely, and that's all she did, thinking that, either she said in the book, Kara says that she thought that Drew didn't see her, but a part of me feel like even if he did see her, she didn't think that he'd be tripping over it, because she just nodded. She did the polite thing, like, hey, we all do it. Okay. They go on about their day. They drive around, enjoying the drive. Before rush hour became too heavy, they stopped at a park. They walked around. A lot of silence, no radio. Just was a lot of silence, and just enjoying, just being with one another. They're not talking. He's just driving her around, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound bad, but basically, now hindsight 2020, driving her around like he was driving his dog around, taking his dog on a walk like he's taking her a walk in the park like he's taking his dog on the walk. The only difference is he's kissing her in the mouth at a point. He's looking at her. He's, he's side-eyeing, kind of like looking at her the corner of the eye, and she noticed every time she turns, like, he's looking. And he either smiled or he act like he wasn't looking. And I would say at this point, he's like, she doesn't have any idea what's about to happen. It doesn't say that in the book, but this is the way I'm feeling now that I've read chapter 7. He's smiling at her, and he's acting like he don't see her, but he's like, she don't have no idea what's about to happen. She's about to get these hands. But right now, everything is good. But she knows he's looking, and eventually she just said, hey, is something wrong? Is something on my face? Is something in my teeth? Do I have food in my teeth? You know, teeth, look, is anything on teeth? No, because you said, why? Because you keep ogling me. You keep looking at me from the side. You know, he doesn't say that, but he says, stop, you keep ogling me. In other words, looking at me and then acting like you're not. Okay, and he said, no, I'm actually having a really nice time right now. I'm in a good mood, blah, blah, blah. You know, just really lulling her into a false sense of security. That's what he's doing. Because he's about to put them paws on her for past wrongs that she did. So, you know, and it's like, okay, well, she's thinking, oh, okay, then cool. You know, it seems everything is cool, whatever. He pulls her close, they start to kiss and all that stuff. Brings her up, you know, lifts her up by her butt again. So they're I'm hoping they were near the car, either that or they quickly went to the car. And he let her down on the hood of the car and sat her down there. And then the evil came out. He said, you're going to have to learn from your past mistakes. You got real lippy with me when we were online. You think I forgot about that. You're going to have to get punished. Okay. How do you think? Once again, he's giving her opportunity to what's the word I want to say? Set how she should be punished. He's putting it in her hands. Now she's learned, because she says to him, it's like, I don't know, because I could be too lenient. I could say something too lenient, or I may say something that's way too severe that I'm not willing to handle. You know. And it's like, okay, well, I'll think of what I'm going to do. I think Drew already knew what he was going to do. He just wanted to give her a false sense of security. Remember, she's his subject. She's his slave. She belongs and owned by Drew. Her opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she was going to say. He was going to punish her the way he wanted to punish her. And he's punishing her for something she did online. Online. This is before they met in person. Before they made it real. What she did online. Okay. Well, wait for it. Because that's not the reason why he punishes her. So it's eerie. It's again a quiet ride back to his place. Again, his turf. And gets back in there. He takes the long way home, it seems, at least. At this point, she doesn't know what to expect. She don't know what he's going to do to her. She doesn't have no idea what he's going to do to her. But remember, Kara said she trusted him with his life. Why is she concerned? She trusts him with her life. This man that she knows very little about, she trusts. You trust a man you know very little about. You trust this person. If you trust them, why are you nervous? Why are you nervous, Cara? Why are you nervous, girl? You said you trusted him with his life. When all things was thrust and bust in your vagina. Okay? When everything was getting your back blown out, I trust you with my life. Right? Now it's time to get punished for your slick mouth. So they arrive at the apartment, eerie. She's nervous. And she should be. As she should be. I would be nervous. I'd be peeing my pants. He would have dropped me off at home because I would have been sharting all over myself. Because I don't know what the hell he's about to do to me. This man has made it very clear. He finds. Where you going to run? He's going to find you, Carl. Remember, I told y'all last episode, she is in too deep. There's no turning back now. So she gets there, they get to his place, and he tells her, go to the bedroom, take all your clothes off, and lay on your stomach on the bed. So she does that, taking her clothes off slowly, like a little kid that just got in trouble, and laid on the bed, scared, like a kid that's awaiting that butt whooping. Now, white people, if I have any white people watching this, honey, black kids back in my day got whole butt whoopings with their clothes off. Okay, with a leather belt, not no little flimsy belt. We didn't get time out. We didn't get punished or grounded. We got our whole ass whooped. And in some cases, we were tied to the beds or to an object while our parents whooped us, so we wouldn't run. Just saying. We learned from y'all. White Americans, that is. White, ancient Americans, not the new ones. I'm not saying all, but that's where we get it from. We get it from being slaves. That's exactly what they used to do to us as slaves. But anyway, it's not about this. It's not about Black history here. Okay? So she's sitting up there sweating, nervous, and Drew comes into the room and he's laughing. He laughs at her. He chuckles at her distress. And she's concerned because now this person she trusts with her life that she barely knows, she trusts with her life because he laid the dick down good. Okay? And he bought her good food. And he looked good. You trust him now. He's now laughing at your distress. Okay? He proceeds to go to his closet to get rope to tie her to the bed. Say your last rites. In my eyes, you about to die. He's tying me to the bed. Now, it is the lifestyle that they're participating in is BDSM, which includes bondage. Okay? So she kind of, it's like, I think that she's like, okay, this is a part of it. Maybe this is just a part of it. This is just a part of it. So he's going to tie me to the bed. And she's letting him tie her to the bed. And he's laughing at her. And he goes into the bathroom, he comes back, and he has warm oil, and he massages her. Excuse me. Another way to lull her into a false sense of security. He massages her. He kisses her back. And he puts her into a relaxed state. And then once she's completely relaxed, he goes to the closet again. And then began to spank her with a horse chattel, I think. I can't think of what exactly. Matter of fact, let me go and see if I can find where it says that she all of a sudden felt the sting . This is funny. She says, she moaned and nodded. This is at the end of the massage. Her head, her eyes still closed, her face more serene, thinking he might forego the punishment and just have rough sex with her. Good, he retorted. Just then, she felt a sharp, intense burn of something hitting her backside. She cried out and instinctively tried to roll, her body tightening right back up, but her arms and legs were tied tight and barely any slack in the rope as Drew continued disciplining her with a riding crop. So she's tied to the bed. She can't go nowhere. He is spanking her backside, aka her butt and her legs. But what he is punishing her for is not her slick mouth online. It was that one instance in the diner that day where she nodded and smiled at the trucker that was trying to get her attention. She thought he didn't see it. Or even if he did see it, he wouldn't. I'm pretty sure she didn't think he was going to do this. Tie her to the bed, make her undress. Well, actually, she did it. She didn't have to. It's like, nigga, no. Pineapples. What's our safe word? Pineapples, nigga. Pineapples. Okay? Nah. But then that's me. So he spanks her for a while, and then once she had stopped fighting, he stopped spanking her. He untied her, and then he held her, grabbed her up, held her in his arms. And, she didn't know how to feel. Part of her wanted to slap him and run. That's what she said in the book. Carla said. The other half knew that this was what came with the territory. And she agreed to it, This is a part, punishment and aftercare. And that's important. The important part of punishment is aftercare when it comes to this lifestyle. In my mind, am I reading this? I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Tony Baker. I told you I reference everyone. Um, but nah. But it's a part of the lifestyle. Now, let me tell you something, young people. If you are intending on getting into this lifestyle, and this is what you planning on doing, punishment is a part of it. Okay? But if he is not giving you aftercare, then it's just abuse. We will see if Kara's going to stay in this. At this point, she has been punished. He have done the aftercare. Is he going to let her go back to work? Is she going to have to quit her job? Is he going to ghost her once he's done dominating her? We'll see. Chapter 13. Maybe Friday, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. You all have a good evening. Bye. Oh, boss, also, please like and share and subscribe. Check us out on The Prepper and the Prophet. I will also post this video on The Prepper and the Prophet. I will also, if you'd like to be a part of our The Prepper and the Prophet Facebook page, DM me with your information, so with your Facebook email, so that I can invite you and we can vet you and ask questions. We're trying to get our subscriptions up. We love to be able to do a live on YouTube, and possibly get a Patreon. I'd like to do more book reviews. The Prepper have written some other books, and I like to do that. And I also like to read some other Black authors and do their book reviews. Just like it, comment, say what you think. Maybe you want me to go faster. If you want me to go faster, I can do it if I can get up some money, because I have I have a full-time job, and when I get my time to myself, I take full advantage of it. So if you want more from me, want me to be more quicker, let me know. Comment. Cash App is AM Hatcher. Cash $ AM Hatcher at Cash App. Send me $5. Get me up to 1,000. If I don't get it, I'll send you the money back. But if you want me more to go faster, do more chapters at a time, you're gonna have to pay me for my time, for me to take off for my alone time. All right. You all have a good one. Have a wonderful evening, and good night.